Hey y'all, it's me, Niecielynn. This is Flosstube 78. This is the 25th of June, 2021. This is a channel about cross stitch, or it's normally about cross stitch. And hold on here. I'm going to try to make this thing, make sure it doesn't do anything wrong to us. Am I back again? There I go. Oh my gosh, I like to really messed up. Thank goodness for that little notification. But last week's video, it just cut off. It just cut off. What is ridiculous about me is I kept on going nearly to the end of the video before I realized that it had quit filming. So, a consummate professional here. Oh my gosh. I was just like talking away, and then I thought, hey, wait, that thing isn't moving. So I had to go back and check and see where we stopped. Holy moly. There's nothing wrong with me that a brand new brain wouldn't fix. I've said it a million times. But I got comments from several of y'all that y'all like the stitching first. Cassie Jo and Nana McStuffin and Lorraine and Mindy and several others, y'all said the stitching first worked great because then you can just get down to stitching and listen. So we're gonna try that again. We're gonna do that again. But yes, last week's video, Sue also did just cut off completely. Evidently my phone was like storage was full or something. And oh, and today's hair is brought to you by, last week was Medusa, this week it's Albert Einstein. It's going just up. I don't know what it's doing. I don't think about it. And there was a question about last week's lipstick and I didn't forget it, so I've got it here somewhere buried, but we will get to that. But on to the stitching. In the summer, I don't get as much stitching done, and that does make me sad. Very sad. But I also like working in the yard and messing around outside. I may try to swing y'all that way a little bit so you can see some of the pots and stuff before we get done. But I worked on Quaker pumpkins just a little bit. This is Hello from Liz Matthews, Quaker pumpkins. I am gonna change that right there. I just got the called for threads here. And these are all just the called for ones. Oh, and I do have I redid my nails. How cute are those? And I've got Allison's thing here, before I forget. That's Allison. Several of y'all said you couldn't, I talk too fast. I hope that focuses. Allison Norris on Facebook, and it's No Fail Nails by Allison on Facebook. And it's a group and you can order through there. But this one is called something fun, All Wild Up. And there's also a June Join special, which Allison, why am I so slow about these things? You get little packs to test out different colors and stuff. And you can also have little parties with your friends and stuff, which is fun. You get free things and all. But I mean, look at some of these are so cute. Oh, this is why I have a hard time. This is the one I have on though, right here. And one package of those, and I do my fingernails and toenails in one, so they're so cute. So there is that. They're so sad. Seeing my fingernails made me think about it. Y'all know my frog of thought. So I did get a little bit more done. I've been stitching this way, I think. Yes. So I got here. I finished that ladder step, started on this guy here to join them up right there. And this is and I can't keep it in my brain. I want it to be Tiger's Blood, which is a snow cone, and this is Tiger's Eye, which is a gemstone. But that's the difference between me and I guess somebody like, Tiger's Eye, I guess, should come to your mind first thing. Tiger's Eye, but for me, no, it's a Tiger's Blood, which is a snow cone. So there you go. And this is just on 32 count linen, just plain 32 count. I think I got it at Michael's years ago, and it's been in my stash. So, but I had fun stitching on it. It's one of those that's going to be hard for me because it is diagonal, and I think Susie said she has problems with diagonals too. Diagonals just be beating me up all the time. All the time. Okay, this is, dang, Where Liberty Dwells by Heartstrings, Samplery, Heartstrings Samplery. And it is one of the little, it says a housewife or huswife or however you say that. I would say it's like a needle roll. But it's so cute. And I couldn't resist. And I just pulled the DMCs except for Blue Bayou. I'm gonna add Blue Bayou, and I thought I would get some of them stitched to show y'all, but I didn't. I'm gonna do, I'll use my fancy pointer here. Thank y'all. Y'all know y'all sent me that. I'm gonna do these in the Blue Bayou by Wicked Stepmother. Right there. I want the shield to be the only thing that's the dark red and, the dark red and mainly the dark navy. So what I did get done was all this out here. So all this side is done, and then there is a little offshoot that goes up this way that I haven't done. But it is beautiful. It is on 36 count country mocha that I've had in my stash forever and been scared to stitch on. So it is one thread. I'm just doing one thread with it over two. And I'm having so much fun with it. And like I said, these are all, the only thing it's showing right now are DMCs. And so you can see it is just beautiful. The colors on it are beautiful. Now she does give you other colors. She does give you the variegated floss if you want to use those. But I just used my little floss reel and my floss tags and put those on. And so there you can see, those will be my colors for it. My two blues are mixing together right there, but there you can see it better. So those will be my colors for that one. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Like I said, I've been so afraid of 36 count for so long, but if I put on my big cheaters and just go, I can do fine with it. So. And yes, sometimes I do have two glasses on over there. Just, it is what it is. It is what it is. I worked on my Jessie Watson, Hands Across the Sea. This is our autism awareness style. You can see on here how Barbara has it all broke down over here on this side, how we're supposed to stitch by month, because we're gonna stitch on it all year. And I love this idea. Y'all know I'm just one of those, I just think that we have to talk about things like this. We have to, autism is a thing, it's real, it isn't anything. I don't know why we act like it's any different than having diabetes or heart disease. But for some reason we act like if it's anything to do with mental illness or a mental difference or a neuroatypical situation, we act like, you can't do that. Alzheimer's, we can't do that. We have got to talk about it, we got to say it, because that's the only way we're gonna learn, and we're gonna find out things that help and that have helped in certain situations for people. I just feel like always knowledge is the way to, knowledge always wins. Knowledge always wins. So if you're open to learning and you're open to listening, then, that little stand's making me nervous right there. Then you're always gonna be a little better off. And we've got to get to that point where we say, hey, you know, I struggle with this and this helps me. I struggle with this and I tried this and that didn't help me, but it might help you. We just gotta talk about things. So I'm having a lot of fun with this. I changed all my colors out because there are so many color changes. And Stacy, the 911 stitcher, and I can't remember if I hit send on your reply when I was answering you back about that. James Williams don't golf. I wish he used to. He used to have all the hobbies. Now he has none of the hobbies. He used to work 60 to 80 hours a week and have some hobbies. And now he works 50 hours a week and he's in town right now. Y'all, he's in my hip pocket 24/7, 365. That's why I can't hardly get any Flosstube watching or anything done. Before I can get done with the day and straightened up, there he is. And he don't like to, he don't like to watch a Flosstube, let's be honest. I mean, I guess some people will, but James, he really don't watch anything except like sci-fi and something about space or something like that. He'll sometimes watch history a little bit with me, but he don't watch sports, none of the things. So he likes us to be in there together in the evening. And so it has really killed my Flosstube watching time. I'm having to try to sneak it in all kinds of ways. So this is my Jessie Watson, but see, like Stacy said, and I did it because the alphabet didn't show up as much to me with all the different colored letters. And I like the look of letters. Y'all know, I tell y'all time and time again, I'm a word whore. I love words and letters. I love them. That's just me. And so I wanted mine to group up, but I hadn't thought about it. But Stacy, you're right. That is a lot of switching, because every one of those letters is a different color. There's what, maybe 6 or 8, and then you're gonna have to. So you're having to either jump all over and worry about getting off on your count, or you're having to keep a bunch of loaded needles, which you can do that. You know, if you have all these here, you can keep your needles loaded and then just stitch one and set it to the side and pick up the other needle, and stitch one and set it to the side and pick up the other color needle, like that. If I was doing this like this, that's what I would have to do, because I cannot deal with, I don't like to deal with, I don't like to. I shouldn't say it like that. Switching. I just want to stitch. I like stitching. I don't like switching. There you go. So I had not thought about that in regard to this piece. And so I just picked my colors. They're mainly Wicked Stepmothers. And they're gorgeous. So pretty. And I'm loving stitching on this thing. This is 32 count golden needle from Fabric and Floss Neecielynn on Etsy. This is a beautiful piece of fabric. It's very even. If you were just starting on linen, this one is very even, and it doesn't have any hairy spots in between. That it has, the slubbing is somewhat uniform. The slub, that little thick part, if you're just switching over to linen, the slubs are the thick places where, let's see here. See here, this is these slubs that are thicker. These are somewhat uniform in it. And so this would be something like this. Don't go get something, I've got a piece here somewhere, like this, okay, like my Quaker pumpkin. This one is a hard start. This is if you're just starting, because it's very hairy. I don't know if it's gonna show up on here, and it's hard to see the difference in the holes because it's so fuzzy in between. So if you're just wanting to try some linen, I would not start with anything fuzzy like that. I would start with something real clean, so it has no fuzz to it when you look at it. This is a very sharp piece of fabric in that it doesn't have any fuzz on it anywhere. And so it's easier to see the holes, and the slubbing, there aren't any huge ones and tiny ones. It's fairly uniform throughout. And so something like this would be a good one to try if you wanted to just give it a go. This is, what did I do this week? I started on my letters. I did some more of my border down. This side here, I think I just had to about right here. So I did these guys down. I did part down over here, and then I started on my letters here, the weird shaped ones. They're not gonna show up as much. I don't really care about that. I mean, on the camera it's not, but when I look at it like this, you can see them really good. So I'm trying to get the light where it's more like that when you look at it in person. So it shows up, but it's, you know, it's still a neutral. But I didn't like the shape of these letters as much, so I didn't care. So if you want to jump on this one, Barbara is the Raspberry Stitcher on Flosstube, on YouTube, and on Instagram. And she, like says, has a good breakdown of it. This one is a download from Hands Across the Sea. It's not huge. My halfway mark is, right there's about halfway, and right now I'm stitching the row above it. So I'm nearly to my halfway, and here we are at June, so she's got us broke down perfect to keep on going with it. So it's a beautiful design. It is just gorgeous. I don't know if I will write Jessie Watson on mine, and I don't know if I will leave the initials the same. I'm thinking of changing some of these letters in here for my family letters, and then putting a different name at the bottom, but I'm not sure, or a different saying. So, no disrespect, Jessie, but I'm just thinking about changing it. I made good progress on this guy because this is my Heartstrings Bittersweet Season. It is fabulous. Like the Lisa Kindred Stitcher used to have it behind her in her earlier videos. It would be right back there. Oh, hello, little hummingbird. Oh, dang. Did my feeders get empty yesterday, y'all? Ooh, I'm gonna have to get out there and check my feeders. And I think I'm out of nectar. I gotta make nectar too. Or there's a bee on it, one. I can't tell from here, but he is hovering around it, but he won't get on it. So there may be, if there's a wasp up there, the wasp will run them off. I try to run the wasp and the praying mantis. I have to be very cautious about running them off of them all the time, because a wasp sting can kill a hummingbird. That's the reason they'll fuss with each other, but the hummingbird usually will be the one that goes away. So you have to be really careful about that, because they're so small that a wasp sting can kill them. It's not bees that get on them normally on these, it's the wasp. And then a praying mantis, of course, will kill them and chew their head off, which is horrifying. But I love me a praying mantis. So I'm out there all the time getting the praying mantis off and running them out to the trees and the rest of the yard because, well, I'm a weirdo. That's just all there is. I'm just using the called for threads on it. These are all the called fors. The sparkle ones aren't on here. I just keep them in the bag. And I've got them in my Darlie bag. As a matter of fact, the bag that Darlie made me, I have this in there. Hey Darlie. And I leave the sparkly ones down in there because they just bulk up when I'm trying to stack all this stuff. But I did get this bottom placket done right here. Last week I had this piece done. And so these three stars are with, I did double strand. So I did my X's with double strand, and then I came back and did one more over the top of the double strand. Does that make sense? So the top leg, there's two top legs to each one of these because I wanted it to look kind of puffy and three-dimensional. So the stars have an extra top leg on them. And then this, I think I got it in before it cut off last week. Wendy said when she's been stitching, she's been using the DMC 310 and then a black sulky. And those two together are giving her real good coverage on her witch, Wendy's Atlanta Stitcher. And she said she'd been getting real good coverage. I just did 3 strands. So those are 3 strands of black, and that's giving me good coverage. See how my cat looks all mangy. Y'all been laughing about my mangy cat. But down here, it is a good, complete coverage. So that's like such a difference. So that makes me really think I'm probably gonna have to add a top leg. I'm gonna try adding a leg to my cat or something to the top stitches to fluff him up a little bit. But I was so glad to get those 3 stars done because, you know, that thread's a little ornery and kind of wants to kink up and stuff. And so I was glad to get that part done. So now I'm at the bottom. There is a little moon and a couple of stars, and then the specialty stitches is it. And then whatever I'm gonna do with this guy. I don't know. I'm kind of torn about maybe leaving him mangy because he's a Halloween cat, but I love, you know, ain't nothing wrong with a mangy cat, you know, looking mangy. It shouldn't be mangy, but it can look mangy. I had to make myself sit down by Noah because I wanted to just keep on going on my Noah because I was having so much fun. This is my Heartstrings Noah & Co. And one of y'all was a genius. I'm gonna try to remember. Well, the wind is tearing it up out there. Okay, y'all, I'm looking to where I wrote down which one of y'all said this, because this was a genius idea. Oh, Chris. Because I had to push this up because I cut my fabric, or I used the wrong piece of fabric. I cut the fabric right, but I left it, I used the extra piece, not the piece I cut for it, which is, you know, just me. So I had to push this up and take these spaces out to make everything fit. And you said, write SS Noah on the star, or, you know, up, you can back stitch it up in here higher. I may make a little sign right here and say SS Noah on this side. So, or a little banner coming off of it or something like this. So anyway, we'll see. But that was a genius idea. I love it. So that will get my SS Noah on there. But it's so cute. This is the cutest design. And of course, I've just been pulling threads as I go to try to figure out what I want, and they're always in a hot mess like my hair. My threads in my hair always be all tangled up. Not as bad as Kimmy James's, but she got that Hermione hair. It'll go in a knot in a New York minute. So here we go. I went and added, I think I did the anchor and started on here. I did a little bit more striping, but then I wanted to get the top of my water in, and then I would know just where to stop. That would give me a stop place, then I could just run my stitches down. So once I get the water the rest of the way across here on this side, and then I can just do the outline. See, I came and did the outline over here, and I'll go down, and then I can just fill in. So that'll be a good, easy, just a fill in stitch. But this is so cute, y'all. This thing is adorable. And I love stitching on it. It doesn't show up, maybe that's a little better. Quite as good as it should on here, but it's so cute. It is so cute. And I'm having all the fun with it. Okay, and then my last whip, which I was hoping for a finish, but I have too many other things going, or it's summertime, or all the above, is Summer Jubilee by Blackbird Design. It is in the Souvenirs of Summer. This is out of the August 2003 Just Cross Stitch magazine, and then they re-released it in the Souvenirs of Summer book. And now that piece is wanting to blow away. Put it right there. I don't think I have any of the call for threads. I've got my Wicked Stepmothers, pinks and purples and yellow. The yellow I think is a classic Colorworks. Yeah, Finley Gold is the yellow I've got on here. But this is such a fun stitch. So I got, and it's so long. This is on Ancient by Picture This Plus. I got this flower done this week. So now I just have my alphabet, my initials. I mean, not the alphabet, the numbers. There's a little set of numbers up here and my initials, and then I just gotta finish my border. Oh, and there's one more butterfly. So this has just been like crazy fun. I've just switched things up. It doesn't show up really good on here. This one's just lighter because it was small. So I just made it be the lightest flower. I just picked 3 colors. I did a yellow, pink, and a purple. And then there's 2 colors of purples and 2 colors of pink. So there's 2 purples, 2 pinks, and a yellow for my flowers. And then I just switched them all around from those choices. It is so, this has just been a fabulous stitch. This fabric stitches on so nice. Oh, and I've got to do my little eyelet stitches here and here. And then there's 2 satin leaves that go on it. But I have been loving this thing. It's been hard to put some of these things down and switch over, which you don't have to, but I just do. I don't know, I found I like that. I found I'm happy with it when I do it, I guess is the way to say that. This, I don't know why I don't ever remember to show y'all this card. The cards I sent y'all in the mail, which now my hair is even looking crazier, these are my friend Amy Brown. She's Amy Frank now, but she'll always be Amy Brown. Is that gonna focus? Come on, come on, come on. Why when you put your hand behind it, does that help? I don't understand that part, but whatever. Handmade Cards by Amy. She's Amy Frank. What does that say? Amy Frank Art at Yahoo, and it's Frank with a CK. And she's on Facebook or Instagram, Handmade Cards by Amy. She makes beautiful cards. She'll make cards for, like if you want custom, like Christmas cards, or if you see a Christmas card you want, she'll make you a whole set of them or whatever. She's James's sister's friends, like for life, so. And I'm just dropping everything on the floor. I got a package from Frankie, and I couldn't resist opening it, and there wasn't a note, so Frankie, I just ripped into that thing like I was having a fit, because it was so cute. She just sends the most beautiful packages, and these are some new, look at that. This one, I show you on Blue Bayou, that's the one I'm using on Heartstring, Samplery right there. And this one is a new one for me, Pretty Flamingo. Look at that. And it's, let me show it this way. So you can kind of see the color variation in it. And then this Wildwood Flower is beautiful. And this one I use a lot. Frankly, I use this all the time. And Rhonda, I always get to say Rhonda. Love Letters in the Sand. Because I love that it is an off-white, but it has a good amount of variegation in it. So it shows a good amount. And then Hey Jude. Hey Jude here is fabulous. And Hey Jude, by the way. And then Silver Wings. And it was packaged up so beautiful, Frankie, as always. And these are, you can tell, one has like a silver base and one has more of an eggshell-like base. So when they're like that, you can really tell the difference. And then Wildwood Flower is here. So here are just some of the neutrals, and you can see there's like a really good range of color right there. So pretty. And then these two, I'll hold them side by side. Those are gorgeous. So beautiful. So that was my happy mail this week, and I was so excited. I think it came Friday night. And then, like I said, the video cut off last week. So I'll go through this week's, and then I'll try to go back and catch up some of the others. I hope this doesn't cut this off if I do this. Oh, did it? No. Oh, hallelujah. Boy, I thought, man, I was about to, when I punched that, I thought, should I not? I'll try to do this week's questions and comments, and then I'll go back and pick up from last week. Gail was sweet enough to tell us, because a lot of us have been having a hard time finding the little box and the stand here. And we found one at Dollar Tree that was similar, but Gail says Sassy Jacks has the stand, because it's this little piece and then this top and this box, would go like that. So, I think she said they're $6 or something. But anyway, she has them. So that is which I gotta find my little joining spot right there. So that is the finishing for Happy Birthday America. If your LNS doesn't have it, or if you ordered it offline and can't find it, it is, Sassy Jacks has it for y'all. So holler at them, because I followed the directions. It was an easy finish. Oh my gosh, y'all, what in the world? My hair ain't been the same since this weekend. It was bad on Friday, and then it just went downhill after we sat outside all day Saturday. And boy, I'm gonna tell y'all, I sweated like the town prostitute at a tent revival. I was dying. It was so hot. It was great to see my family because I've been missing them and everything, and Mama was up. We told her we were supposed to be there between 12 and 1. My mom was up and dressed at 7:30. All her clothes on, makeup on, the whole shebang. She was ready to go at 7:30 and let my sister know. And she said, Mom, we're not supposed to be down there till lunchtime. And she said, well, I'm ready. And she was. She's been in kind of a mood this week. I don't know if she got too hot or what on the weekend, but she was up and ready to go. So we weren't the only ones missing each other, I guess. And Kendra, y'all, I have a stack of mail over there to go to the post office. And Jenny and Elizabeth, y'all's mail is right there, but I haven't made it to the post office yet. Thank y'all for y'all's patience with me because, boy, in the summertime, it's even worse for me because I get distracted in the yard and with the girls. And I cooked for everybody on Monday for Father's Day. I had the boys over, Keely and Bebe and Catch came, and then Micah and Justin and the girls were here, and then James Williams and myself and Daddy and Annie came over, and I cooked for them for Father's Day. And then Kimmy made us have a dance party, so I made ribs and brisket and Chinese coleslaw, baked potatoes, and then I made cheesecake and peach pudding. And so there was a ton of food. Oh, and some sausage because the guys always like sausage. Yuck. But whatever. So I had in the summertime I have lots of I cook and have people over, and you know it's just my thing. But so I have not got as much stitching time in. But Kendra said she got to go to the Stitchery Nook in Osage, Iowa, because one of y'all was kind enough to let us know about it. She said it was about 2.5 hours round trip for her, but she said it was so worth it. They were so fabulous. She said they had a great selection of linen and patterns, and the store was laid out beautifully, and they were so kind and helpful. So thank you, Stitchery Nook, for taking care of us. Penny says she's having a trouble counting. She's just started on linen, and she's having trouble counting spaces. And so I've just got a little knot. I put a knot in here, and we're gonna see if this shows up or not. Is this gonna show up a little bit? Okay, if you're just starting on linen, and I'm just gonna like jump over here and try to go this way. Nope. This is gonna be backwards for y'all because I don't know how to do it from the other direction. But do one square at a time. So you're gonna go, think about the box. You're gonna do the box. So here we are, we've come up through the top of our thread. We're gonna go over 2 and up 2. And then you're gonna go down 2. And then go over 2. So each time just think about making your box. That to me helps. You go over 2, go down 2, and go up 2. So there you have the two squares. So don't, I prefer Danish style stitching. I prefer to go, I think my stitches look better if I go leg, 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 top leg, and then come back and cross, 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 right? But, especially if you're just starting on linen, it's so easy to get off, and then you have a whole row. Also, if you do one stitch at a time, you can take your seam ripper and very carefully cut if you just goofed up and tie it back off, but that's a whole other thing. But if you do the box, so you just go, instead of going leg like this, so you're gonna, here you're coming up through your thread, you're gonna go over 2 and up 2, that's where your needle goes down, or this is how I stitch. And then come back to this bottom corner here, and then you're gonna go over 2 and up 2, and then you'll be right above with just one hole in between. So you should have your cross in the corners, and then a blank space in each one. So you should have like your cross, and then you can make a diamond with the holes. So just train your brain to kind of watch for that. But I think to me it's easier, especially on linens that are tricky. Even still, I've been stitching for a long time, and I've stitched on linen since, I have a piece in there, the early 2000s, I guess, was the first time I'd done anything on linen. But it's easier to me if the linen's being tricky to make sure I do my each square correctly. If each square is correctly shaped, then as I get on down the road, I'm right. So I hope that helps, Penny. I don't know if it did. It probably made it worse. Lori said she loved Porter Wagner too. Me too. And Marty with his Marty the mullet wearing mandolin. Yes, Marty the mullet wearing mandolin, and still Marty for me. Still Marty. Norma asked about my lipstick last week. So here we go. I was able to unbury it when I moved on my stitching. Last week I had on Bare Minerals Lip Quickie. Bare Minerals Lip Quickie. And the color is Truffle and Lush Nectar. I guess it has two, it has like one on either end. So last week what I did was I did the darker right there on the sides and then the lighter in the center. It just makes your lip look a little puffier. As we get old, all the shape goes out of our lips like everything else. Where does it go? Me, my butt, but whatever. But it's Bare Minerals Lip Quickie, and it is Truffle and Lush Nectar are the colors on it. I think it came from Ulta because I think that Hanako or Michael gave it to me. Today I have on, this is something new I picked up when I was getting makeup with Mama. It's a 24-hour matte, but I put a little gloss on when I'm going to be on the camera because if not, it just looks real flat. But it's called Stay With Me. But you can see it's pretty much the color of the inside of my lip right there. That's a beautiful face, isn't it? But that's the color. If you want kind of a natural look, try to find something that's that color right there. This is a little bit light, but it's pretty close. And it works. I mean, it's stayed on really good. So 24-hour matte by CoverGirl, and the color is Stay With Me. And I've liked this. So those are the two I've had on the last 2 weeks. Tanya and Teresa said on the dip nails, if you will warm up some acetone and I guess you just put it in the microwave or something. And then, or they do it at the salon, and then soak your fingers in it. They say it just wipes right off. So that's what Micah says too. So it has to be true if all y'all are coming in saying it is. Tanya also says that she's like me. If anybody asks where she's from, she says she's from Texas. But she says I'm from Texas. I grew up in North Carolina and I live in Michigan. So there you go. For me, it's always, one of the same I'll always hear. Michigan always looks so pretty though. I mean, and my friends in North Carolina, I really should travel more, but James Williams ain't about to get on an airplane right now. So, and if I went and got on one, he might make me live in the shed with the lawnmower for a month because y'all know he's a germaphobe. And please don't squeeze my stitching. I love that. She is also a fellow cross stitcher and YouTuber in Texas. So I will have to go find you. Please don't squeeze my stitching. So I will go look for that. And I got excited because there are several of y'all, Sweet Woodruff and Jessa. Sweet Woodruff is in East Dallas, so she's right here close. And which is also red. She used to be red. And then Jessa is in East Texas, which is where I was last weekend for the family reunion / birthday party. And but I was by Fairfield, and I think Jessa is closed out to Tyler than that. But so it always makes me happy when I find out people are close. And yes, I would love to have somebody to stitch with sometimes. And I have several names for German Shepherds. Everybody's evidently had German Shepherds growing up, and they must have been the popular dog back then and loved them. Teresa, who is Maggie Grace Creates, who I'm also still thinking about your sister, praying for your sister. Her daughter's boyfriend has one named Judge, which I loved. And then Kara Cross and Threads, she had one as a kid named Blackjack. Tanya had one as a kid named Augie Texas, and Diane's daughter's dogs is a shepherd named Ruger. So I loved all those names. Those are great names. Stitchy Witch 42 said that her daughter had Medusa hair last Friday too. Well, y'all didn't get the memo. All the cool kids had Medusa hair last week, and all the cool kids gonna have some Einstein Don King hair going straight up today. I don't know what's going on with this, but Audrey, I'm sorry you didn't get the email to make your hair be like it. Make your hair be erect just like this. Good grief, this hair. And Chris, like I said put Noah on up on the little star. And then, oh, and Kara and Cheryl Loves Purple also said that the Tim Holtz stuff, the reason I never can find, it's in the cross stitch. It's not in the cross stitch or stitch in section. It's all in the scrapbook section. So that's the reason I never see it. If I go through there, I just go through there and grab paper to cut up to do something with. So that's probably the reason I've missed it all this time at all the Joann's and things. So thank you for that, because I was clueless. What else is new? Lois says she will be at the Needlework Gallery in St. Charles, Missouri. And Frankie said that it's right close to her and it'll be close to her birthday. So I'm going to try to look into that some more, because I would love to go to that. I've never got to go to anything like that. Hildy, it is boiling out there in El Paso right now. They're already in the triple digits. So I'm hoping you find a little bit of a break. We're supposed to get rain again next week. So Keely's in the field cutting like a madman. This is the first time they've been able to get one cut of hay at all. So the weather has been so tricky around here. And Helen sent me a link to, it's a Noah's Ark by Stitch World Cross Stitch, and it is in the comments from last week if y'all go look, and it is a link to a whole stash site, a stash unload site, and they had some really cute stuff on there. So thank you for that, Noah. And I have not seen that, and I'm gonna have to go, I may pick that up, because that was adorable. And I'm still doing okay on time because the girls will be here soon. We're gonna try to get in on at our library has a creature teacher that comes, and today is Australia. The girls don't know we're gonna try that. They wanna take their coins to the bank and get them changed into dollars. They have all their nickels from good behavior, and they want to take them. They didn't at first, but then they decided they want to take them and change their nickels for money, for dollar money, because they wanted to buy something. And I said, babe, we can't go up to the counter and check out with 99 nickels. They'll kill us. Or 9,900 nickels, actually. So they're excited about going and do that. I think they'll do it at the bank. If not, I think the grocery store here has one that you can, pour your money in or whatever, because I ain't about that rolling money. No. Somebody else might be about that rolling money. I ain't about that rolling money. That grosses me out. It's so dirty. Your hands are always stinky after you've had to do it. Oh, it's the worst. And, Kat Roberts, the Artful Tart, said, look up her great uncle, Leroy Bud Roberts, in Tulsa, Texas. Not Tulsa, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Texas. She's her great uncle, and he was a really good girls basketball coach. And because we were talking about living in Happy, Texas, and that's where her grandpa lived and stuff. And she said her grandpa lived in Happy, Texas, right there right close to Main Street and all. And it made me think, I hadn't thought about my grandma's brother, my mama, my mama's mama, her brother, am I getting this right? Uncle, I'm getting it wrong, not brother, uncle. See, I get these things all wrong. I think, I still get these things all wrong. I never met him. He was dead before I was born, but he was Fred Marbury. He was a professional baseball player, and he struck out Babe Ruth and all kinds of fun things. So I hadn't thought about that in a long time. That was one of the things my grandma used to tell about, was him striking out Babe Ruth. I'm not a sports person or anything at all. I'm like, all that stuff's just wasted on me. But she would always be so, it would always make her so proud and so excited to tell about it. And she was real athletic. She liked playing volleyball in school. And she would pitch washers or horseshoes or anything like that. She loved all kinds of things like that. So anytime she could play, she was very competitive. They always played dominoes and stuff, and she was very competitive up until she died. So thank you for making me think about my great whatever, Fred Marbury. And Patty said that her LNS is the tinsmith's wife in Comfort. I am going to get to Comfort one day to that shop. Everybody raves about it, and it looks fabulous in their pictures. Who went there? Did Stitch Roadie go? Somebody went and showed something of it, and I loved it. I was so excited, and it looked beautiful. So I'm going to get there at some point. Lisa said her Chihuahua, it kills spiders for her, talking about the dogs eating bugs. I love that because when my kids were little, I do not like crickets. They're so nasty. I told y'all that, crickets and grasshoppers and June bugs. But crickets can get in your house sometimes here. And they gross me out and they stink. And I do not want to touch them. So when my kids were little, I told y'all my cousin Kim, I found out where she called them Sallies. We always called them Sallies growing up. And that was my cousin's Kim thing. And so I trained my kids when they were little old bitty to catch the Sallies. Catch that Sally and put it outside. Catch that Sally and we'll put it outside. We'll set it free. It'll die if we leave it in here. And so my kids were trained when they were little old bitty kids to catch the Sallies so we could pitch them outside because I didn't want to have to touch them because they were stinky and gross. There you go. That's the kind of person I am. And Jacinta or Jacinta, I'm not sure. Here a lot of people, the J is the H sound in Spanish, so I'm not sure if it's Jacinta or Jacinta, if you'll let me know. Good morning tomorrow morning in Australia. But I love that Jacinto is the last name here a lot, and San Jacinto and places and all, but I've never seen it, I've never noticed it as a first name. So I thought that was so pretty, Jacinta, or here a lot of people would pronounce it Jacinta, so it's beautiful. Ava talked about her friends, about people being from Texas being kind of wonky about being from Texas. And she said she had friends that were out of the country and shipped dirt in a box from Texas and then birthed her baby over the box of dirt so that her baby could be born on Texas soil. I've had friends that were stationed out of state or working out of state, and they did the same thing. There's something off about us, I'm sure, but it is what it is. My mama's people have been here since before Texas was Texas, so we getting weird from way back. There ain't no getting away from that. Vicky, I do think you're right. Communities did, and some small, I think the size is the difference. Small communities can be so helpful in a lot of ways if you have some sort of a learning difference, or if you just struggle with things. I know Annie's nephew in Arkansas, he struggles. He is high functioning, but he's autistic, and there are things that he can't do. But he drives his bicycle. He has a little job, and he rides his bicycle to work. And the volunteer fire department, he goes and helps out with things with them. They're in the station and all, and he helps out at the football games. So the whole community knows that, these are things that he can do, and there are things he can't do. And he functions, and he is successful. He has a little apartment, and he is able to live his life fully and enjoy his life. And in Maypearl, there are two brothers, and when the kids were little, they were older than my kids, but they were still in school, and they could go all around town. And we knew them. We knew, their capabilities. We knew where their home was. We knew where they were supposed to be and not supposed to be. And so I think the smaller communities, even though they don't offer the services that the big communities do. Like I know in Waxahachie, there's, MHMR offers different programs and things. But the smaller communities, I guess just because the safety factor, they seem to be able just to have a little bit more freedom, and we all know them. They would come by the house. Even James Williams had a soft spot for the boys, and I would just get so tickled at him because he there's not many things he has a soft spot for. But one of them came by and we were putting up the Christmas lights. Y'all, the Christmas lights had been on all season. And y'all know I leave mine up till January 6th. So these Christmas lights hadn't been on. But one of the boys came by and said something to James while he's putting them up. And James said, oh, I'm putting up, you know, I got to get them, we're getting them put up. And he said, I sure do wish I'd have seen them lights on. And James said, well, you've seen them. They've been on all year, you know, all the Christmas season this year. And he said, I don't think I've seen them. So here goes my husband. He screws the light bulbs back in and goes in and plugs the lights on so he can look at them. So I think that is a community thing. I think a smaller community and a community where, but here again, it's about openness and honesty, knowing that they have differences and they have, their strengths aren't the same as everybody else, but they have the best heart. They love you, and the community loves them back. And I think that's important. And I think as we've gotten all bigger towns, and I think we've got away from that. And I think that, Vicki, I think you're right. I think the communities did used to be a lot different, and maybe because there were more people at home and people weren't gone as much, that helped too. But I do think the communities did used to be a lot more helpful in those ways. And Jessa, happy birthday to your baby boy. He may be 35, but he's still your baby boy. Y'all know Keely will be, in March, Keely will be 30. And y'all know he's still my baby, baby Keely. He is still my baby. He has his own baby now, but he's still my baby. So everybody just go and laugh about it. It's true. It is what it is. And y'all really gonna laugh now because I tried to think all week why nobody had messaged me with their address to package up the shares from last week. That's because the video cut off before I could announce it. So y'all didn't know y'all were supposed to let me know. So I didn't get to tell y'all last week that y'all were supposed to let me know your address. So the shares from the 11th, good gravy. Lisa Shuri, you're the recipient of Banjo Kitty. And I saw your name as I was going through comments, and I commented on there to send me your email, because that will be a PDF download from Frankie. And then the Happy 4th, which I don't have them over here with me, yay, is the 4th was the Threadwork Primitive. 4th is to Liz Florum. Liz Florum, if you will give me your address so I can get that in the mail to you, that beautiful chart. And then the chick, the little baby chick floss card from Lori Holt goes to Janice Davis. Janice Davis, if you'll email me your address, I'll get those in the mail to y'all. But yeah, y'all didn't know. You were supposed to let me know, so that's why you didn't. That got left off last week's. And then, so I'm gonna try to get to the bottom of all these other things. Before I forget, Susie is looking, if any of y'all know about this, she's looking for a 40 count linen named Gabrielle. Gabrielle, like the girl's name, Gabrielle, Gabrielle. It's a Zweigert base, she says, because it has the orange selvage. She had it in her stash and she loves it and she wants some more of it, but she doesn't know where she got it or what company it is. So anybody that has info on where she can find that or what company it's from, it's Gabrielle 40 count linen, and it's a Zweigert base. So holler on that. Jessa is in Lone Oak over by Greenville. I would love to stitch, and I don't have any of the Sunday series yet, but I would love to stitch some of them. I've got the one from April I need to do for Billy. I haven't bought it yet, but I need to do it. So yes, Jessa is not too far from me. Probably about 30-40 minutes from here, is over by Greenville, so that's not too far. Janie, thank you for noticing. I am trying to get my weight back in check. I had got to feeling bad this winter and not been exercising, and I'm trying to drink my gallon of water and get my exercising back on and eating better, because I had been eating, oh my gosh, I got my thumb through my earring. My gosh, what is my hair doing? We're not gonna think about it anymore. So thank you, Janie. Oh, Cindy said, I'm still waiting for baby info. Quaker pumpkin, she said change to pumpkin harvest, because I told you I was gonna change the words right there. That would be really cute, pumpkin harvest right there. So I love that. So yeah, that is definitely a contender for changing the words, because I'm not gonna put All Hallows Eve because I wanna leave it out before and after that. Susie, down in Kerrville, which is where my friend Mel is, she said, and this, I love this. She says her granny would say, no one is honored by something that lives in a closet. And we're talking about putting out our things that we love, or, you know, you be worried about something happens to them. But I think that's true. You honor more just putting it out and kind of showing it. Oh my gosh, and I don't have them in here. Oh, M. Hinton was asking about cutting on mat board or chipboard and the differences in things. I have those Fisker. They're by Fisker, and they're multimedia scissors. And I had them in here last week, and I don't have them in here this week. But they're by Fisker, and they're called multimedia scissors. And they're like, they'll cut through that. That's the only thing. I can make circles now that I have those. I could not cut circles with the regular scissors at all. It just would not work. So I'm sorry I don't have those in here. And Belinda, thank you for mentioning, did I see that new Alzheimer's med? I did. I've been watching it and following it, but I think it is like $32,000 a year. So Mama probably ain't gonna get that. I was dying. $32,000? What old person has $32,000? Good grief, what young person, what middle-aged person, what working person has $32,000? I don't even know. But I was shocked by that. But yes, I am glad that they are making some new medicines and things though, because that gives me some hope. Sally is, she's probably been there by now, is getting to go to Shepherd's Bush in Ogden, Utah, and then she's going to start her Quaker pumpkins. And Jude was, Sally's looking for tips about acorns and threads, and if y'all can meet up, Sally is a doll and Jude is too. So if y'all get to meet up, y'all let me know, because that would make me so happy. Mary is in Cleburne. So yes, there's 3 of us right there that aren't too far. And so we used to go to Cleburne all the time. We lived in Maypearl. And eat at the little restaurant that has the train that goes around the top. I can't think of the name of it right off my head, but yes, you aren't far at all. So yes, we definitely do. Cheryl said she is secluded on 6.5 acres, but that puts her 1.5 hours from any stores. Okay, that makes me second guess because you know, I want to buy 50 acres and just build dead center, because that's me. But that does make me think about how far I'll be from the store. But maybe by then, Amazon drone will drop off anything I want, or just a drone from anybody. I might ask Kim up at the Stitch Niche if she can get a drone and just drop my stuff off at the door. That'd make me happy. I don't know if she'll go that route, but somebody might. And Carol, I do want to be a better stitcher or header. I am trying really hard to be a better stitcher or header, because that would make me happy to get these things. So that's why my Quaker pumpkins and my Bittersweet season, I'm really excited about getting those done before it's too late to display them the next year. So hopefully they'll be ready this year. So that makes me super happy. And Karen Young, my mama lived in Coppell for years. And who knew? We could have been going up there and stitching together. And Dottie says that, yes, Dottie, I would love to sit with you at a retreat and stitch. Y'all know I love Dottie. She's stitching Scotty on YouTube and on Instagram, and she has those adorable little Scotty dogs, which I want to just drive up and snatch because they're so cute. But she says Panda's Crossing, her LNS has lots of get-togethers to stitch and stuff. So that is, I would love things like that. But hopefully now the Stitch Niche is opened up, and they have something this Saturday, a little mini punch needle class. I took a punch needle class there, but this is like a mini punch needle class, and I wanted to go, but we're going to James's uncle, his Uncle Royce, and Aunt Judy. They live in a beautiful house right up by TCU in Fort Worth. And we're going up there. We didn't get to do his birthday or anything because of the virus, you know, and I think he turned 80. So, you know, it major cut into our party schedule. So we're gonna be up there, so I can't go to the punch needle class because we'll be at the get together up there. So, and before I forget, this week the shares are, I told the shares from 611. So this week we have Barn Cats, which this is so cute, but I don't think I'll get around to it anytime soon. This makes me think of our pumpkin cat. She was a tortie. Barn Cats by Prairie Schooler. And so if you are interested in that one, use the word cat. And then this one I realize is so beautiful, but I will never get these diagonal stitches done. This is a chart for Strawberry Rome. I'll pull this out before I forget. And she put her little, she even left her working copies in here. Rebecca's so good. So you can use it instead of messing up your original. And it is the chart for Ink Circles Strawberry Rome. It is gorgeous. But I realized with all those diagonals that I would never be able to do that. I would be messed up continually. So it is Ink Circles Strawberry Rome. It's gorgeous. It was originally done with Dinky Dyes, but I think they, I'm not sure if there's another color in here, if it tells you other colors to use or not. It's folded over, so there is that. So if you're interested in that one, use the word strawberry. We'll use the word strawberry. Hey y'all, what y'all doing? You want to come tell everybody bye? Did my umbrella blow over?
Yeah, you have an umbrella down.
Oh, umbrella down.
Y'all
Hey,
want to come say
y'all
hi?
want to come say hi to everybody before y'all got here just in time. Well, they can't see you yet. If you can't see you, they can't see you. Can you say hi? Oh, we all brought
We'll all
fancy
get them
straws.
today.
Oh, look at there.
Hi.
Look at there. My girls, all my girls.
Come over here and kiss me.
You ready to go do stuff? All right, y'all. I will see y'all next week. Y'all have a great weekend and happy Friday and enjoy your stitching.